Welcome to 1525 Norma Drive. We're your host, Anwar.
Nikki.
Killer Cam.
Jasmine.
Lucky Lefty.
Today we're going to kick it off with a culture question. At what point should parents charge their children rent?
Deep.
Well, okay, I have two answers for it. One, I think to kind of build responsibility, maybe you could start charging them when they're like young, when they start getting allowance. So maybe a percentage of their allowance just to teach them about bills and how to, manage their money. But legitimately giving me a percentage of that check, I would say if you're not gonna go to school, like if you're not gonna go to college, 18. If you go to college, when you graduate. I think those are the terms. I mean, if they're committed to something like school, then obviously they're trying to do something. At 18, if you decide not to go to school, you deciding to work. And if you deciding to work, just like everything else, you got to pay your taxes. You got to pay mine.
So. My opinion on it is, it really just depends on the household, basically. It depends on what the parent situation is sometimes. Because they might not be in a situation to be like, okay, you ain't got to pay no rent. You might have to pay rent. You feel what I'm saying? You might have to, chip in, regardless what age you are. If you able to work, you might have to go to work. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in a position where you can be like the child can, have some leeway, I think you kind of should, just to give them a head start. It's not really about you or per se. You can teach some certain things by charging rent or whatever you decide to do. You can't teach, but it's really about the child at the end of the day. Let's give them a head start. You know what I'm saying? If they gonna go to work, let them stack their cash, but make sure that's what they doing. Make sure they not out there blowing it. You know what I'm saying? Just out there spending money, going to the strip club. You know what I'm saying? Doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But let them actually stack their money, put it in a savings account, you know what I'm saying? Teach them how to actually save, you know what I'm saying? Teach them how to multiply their money if you own that as a parent, you know what I mean? So really, it's just all about the circumstance that you are in.
For me, I go with the typical, like the 18. If you don't go to school, nothing like that, you should at least be able to, even if you can't pay rent, at least be able to put food, bring something to the table. I think that at 18, 21, if you are in your 20, I say 23 if he's in school or she's in school. But once you get out of school, man, you get a year up under your belt out here in the real world. For me, I'm gonna put my kid out. I'm just being straight up, because you gotta, especially, and I say this, especially if he is a boy. For boys, it's different. I think as a boy, really you're supposed to be a man in your 20s. Like, go ahead after you done got a year to get yourself on your feet. Go ahead and go. That's what I think. So,
Well, for me, I would definitely say, like, as a child, like, earning that allowance and giving, your parents back a portion to put aside for you, that's no different than having a piggy bank, to be honest with you. Like, we encourage kids each week to put money in the piggy bank. Some people could consider that rent. I think as a child gets older, like middle school age, around about 12 or 13, around the first of the month, you need to give me what you plan to save this month. So build up that allowance over the course of the month. And I think whether you decide you want to give me $15 a month or you want to give me $25 a month, give it to me. And then the things that you really want to do, whether it's a Six Flags season pass, whether it's a trip, to North Carolina with your cousins, whatever that looks like, then you have money to spend towards that. But I want my child to get in the mindset of, like, every month something is due to me. So that way, when you get to adulthood, the thought behind it is to prepare your children for what's next. So I do agree at 18, if you don't decide to go to school, yes, I mean, you need to get a job. You still need to be responsible, and you do need to chip into the household. By 20, you need to get your own place. That's just, I mean, 2 years is quite generous. 2 years, you need to get your own place. It's no 40 years old. From 18 to 40, you still living with mama, you're not paying nothing. Like, give me a break. Like, you need to get your shit together for real.
For real.
All right.
Amen to that.
I kind of agree and disagree with all y'all.
Come on, devil's advocate.
No, just growing up and seeing different cultures and how they treat their kids and how vice versa how we treat our kids. I was always taught, we was always taught 18, you gotta figure, at least if you graduate from high school, you might graduate at 19, but when you graduate from high school, you're on your own, right?
Sure.
If you drop out of high school, you're on your own, right? But different cultures, they don't do that. Like Jazz stated, they let them go to school. If they go to school, they can stay in the household. Like all y'all might have stated, they teach them early how to deal with money. And my thing is, if all that fails, I can't put my kids out in this world knowing that they still doing whatever they don't get it.
And they still ain't prepared.
You can teach kids a certain thing, and like everybody say, you grown when you're 18. No, you're not. You grown when you're 20. No, you're not. You grown when you're 25. No, you're not. You grown when you're 30. No, you're not. We had to figure it out. You get what I'm saying? And just imagine if some of our parents would have said, gave us that room to figure it out, what we could have become. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it takes that. Not all of us, but other people might need it. They might need that extra time to figure it out. So charging my kids rent, in the sense of that, like y'all said, if they can, I wouldn't charge them rent. They will have to do something with that money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They will have to live your dreams.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you fail, I'm there. If you succeed, now you got enough to move out of my house. You get what I'm saying? But follow your dreams, because we all need, in order for us to build our own business, we gotta have the money.
Right.
And to put a kid out and they don't have the money, it's like saying, go get a job and get stuck in the same cycle that everybody else got stuck in. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, just until they're ready. That's what I say.
Okay. I respect that.
That's real.
I mean, I would definitely say, like, you know, if your child voices to you that they want to be an entrepreneur, then yes, do everything you can to help them, you know, get prepared for that, from, you know, making sure their credit is good so they can apply for whatever business accounts or loans or whatever they need to. I mean, I think it's all about having that conversation with your child. Like, it doesn't start just when they become 18. If so, then you're right. They are going to be trying to figure it out. At the end of the day, sometimes people survive better in a sink or swim situation. When you're thrown out there, you're made to figure it out. You make mistakes, but you come out stronger. I'm not saying that's the right way to do it, so I agree and I partially disagree, because how long can you baby somebody before you say, you know what, you got to try this on your own? Not saying that taking your livelihood or your means of, like, where you lay your head is going to make or break that, but I do think it can be a means for, now you got to get in real grind mode. Because I've helped you up to this point, you got to take yourself a step further, because it's only so much mom and daddy can do for you.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just not letting mine sink.
Yeah, like, it's really no right or wrong answer.
Right.
Because these are your kids.
Yeah, you're right.
Really, like me personally, I don't got no kids, but if I did, I wouldn't give a fuck what nobody else said about what I do with my children.
You right.
My kid can live with me forever if they want to. If I had it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I ain't got it, nigga, go get a job. But what I'm saying is, there's really no right or wrong answer. It's just really how you want to implement certain things into your children. Because some kids are independent like me. I was ready to leave the house as soon as I got up out of high school. I was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm moving across the country like as soon as I can. Like that was I was known for. Like Cam ain't in Georgia. Cam I moved to California, or Cam I moved to South Carolina, or he in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to get up out of here. I wasn't trying to sit up under there. You know what I'm saying? But it was always welcome to me. You know what I'm saying? If I needed to come back, stab my money, I could. Okay. I could always do that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just what, you know what I'm saying, my mom Dukes was like, whatever you trying to do, I'm supporting you. You know what I'm saying? I got your back. For sure. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't never the type to just be like, oh yeah, I'm just sitting there. Let me just eat and just sleep.
And squat.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was always trying to goddamn get some money. Just being real. But when you got that support, it's kind of a motivation. Like she got that, got my back.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure I do this.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure I get this
For sure.
done.
For sure.
Let me go ahead and get out here.
You're right.
Let me get it done.